Good evening and welcome to another episode of Market Outlook. So, if you go back and see the month of July has been full of ups and downs. Whereas if we look at the last 2 weeks before, okay, Nifty and all the three major benchmark indices were under the bear grip, and bears were feeling so much of confidence that they are going to grab the power in the market. But unfortunately or fortunately for us, last week, the market sentiment have changed from negative to mild bullish, or at least a little bit 30% or 20% on the bullish side. Okay. So for the major indices like Nifty, Bank Nifty, as well as Sensex, the last week was trading mostly in positive, and finally they have managed to close in green, which is a very good sign. Okay. Now, if you look Nifty has gone up by 600 odd points and closed with nearly about 2.6% up on the upper side. And without wasting much time on talking, let me go to the stocks, and then I will share the charts and explain by the Nifty in the charts. And before that, a disclaimer: whatever we are discussing in this video is for educational purpose and does not provide any advice on investment. There is no buy or sell recommendation either in the indices or in the stocks. You need to consult your financial advisor before taking any action based on this video. All right. Okay. So just give me a second so that I can switch to the charts. I hope the charts is visible. So this is the Nifty chart on the weekly time frame. If you see, okay, for the last couple of weeks, Nifty is trading in a range, or we call it as the C-shaped structure, and 7 weeks are over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8th week, which is the coming week, starting 3rd of August, there can be a potential of breakout. All right. So let's do a proper analysis before we come to any kind of conclusion. So if you see the monthly chart, this is the monthly chart. Okay. The RSI is between 40 and 60, and see the candle of March. All the further months like April, May, June, and July have been inside candle of the month of March. Okay, so the mother candle is the March candle, whose high is around 25,000. It's 24,989, and the low is around 22,280. Okay, so all the other months like March, April, May, June, and July has been inside this mother candle of February. Sorry, all the candles of April, May, June, July is under the mother candle of March. Okay, remember we had the solar eclipse on March and a lot of astro dates. We have the equinox, solstice, that the quarter pattern also coming in the month of March. So all that put together, March has been a strong bearish month. It started somewhere around 24,600, made a high close to 25,000, and then came and close to 22,300 levels. Okay. Now, if you see the pattern, there is a triangle getting formed. Okay. Let me a little bit expand it for you. And if in case the pattern breaks out in the monthly chart, it will be good. We don't know. We have to wait and see. Now, switching over to the weekly charts. Okay. In the weekly chart, if you see, there is a gap which has been left somewhere in the first week of March. That gap, which is identified in the blue, is not yet filled. This is the one which I am talking about. Okay. This gap is yet to be filled. Now, if I expand this a little bit further, you can see clearly the 7 candle, which is already under this structure called the C structure. And this has not broken out. So what is the level to watch out for in Nifty? 24,400 is the level to watch out for an up move. And if that happens, you have a resistance of the window coming around 24,700 and 25,200. If all goes well, and if we get proper support from Bank Nifty especially, okay, we will see why I'm saying this later. If we get the support from Bank Nifty, there is a potential that Nifty can test the 25,000 levels in the month of August. That is starting from tomorrow. All right. Okay. Now, quickly looking into the daily chart. So in daily also, if you see the RSI is almost resisting at, it's close to around 59.2. It's resisting at 60. So if in case the Nifty breaks out tomorrow or coming in this week, then it will break this 24,000 level and it will go 24,400 level and it will go up. Okay. So 24,400 is the level for you to watch. If that happens, the next level is 24,550. Followed by 24,700, 25,100, and 25,215, 230 odd levels. So I don't think we will go beyond 25,200 in the coming week. But if you look at from a monthly perspective, let me switch it back to the weekly levels. You can see that all these targets are possible in the month of in the coming months, I should say. I cannot say month of June, August specifically, but this is possible. Now, let me give you two numbers, okay, which you will have to cast it in stone and keep it in your memory, okay. The numbers are noted down wherever you are, and if you want to have a track also, if Nifty is sustaining and closing about 22,700, 750 levels on a weekly closing basis. I have communicated this in the WhatsApp group as well as in some of the videos before. There is a potential that before 2028, Nifty can touch 32,000, 32,100 levels. But the caution here is, if in case Nifty breaks below this 22,750, 700 levels, then on the downside, we can see 18,000 as well as 14,400 levels as well. Keep that in mind. Okay. As of now, Nifty is looking bullish, no problem, but we never know what will happen. What will Trump come and say tomorrow, or what will happen to the Iran-US war? Anything is possible. Where is crude heading to? Where is dollar heading to? All those plays a role in the market which we are in. Okay. So let's move on to the Bank Nifty chart. Okay. And we'll start with the monthly in Bank Nifty as well. If you look at monthly in Bank Nifty, exactly the same scenario. See, all the candles formed after the month of March are inside candle to the mother candle of March. So the same story applies here as well. Okay, RSI is below 60. Let me switch to weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart, you have a gap exactly like Nifty here, but on top of it, you have another gap here, which is predominantly filled, we can say, last week and the week before. But here also the RSI is below 60. So what do you have to watch out for? You have to watch out for the levels of 57,800. And then once this red line, 57,800 levels is broken, and you can see a movement on the upside. If you go and see the daily chart, you can see the same structure like Nifty here as well. It's a C-leg pattern. Again, 7 candles done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And the last candle or daily candle was almost a doji kind of, last two was a doji kind of a candle. RSI is below 60. So we will have to wait and watch. Okay. Now, just to touch upon, I am taking you back to the monthly chart. Okay. Look at the cloud. The cloud is way below in monthly chart of Bank Nifty. Okay. I hope you remember the Ichimoku, which we have learned in the sessions during your classes. And the weekly chart, the candles is inside the cloud. So in order to break the cloud, it has to undergo the resistance of these lines which are marked 57 for 800 and 58 450. Those levels have to be crossed. And if it has to break, it has to break this bottom line of 54,750 levels and the 53,700 mark. Now, I hope you remember the lagging span. Lagging span is this green line over here. It is inside the candles, between the candles, above the cloud, but between the candles. So as and when the price moves, if it takes this gap and moves above, then we may get in the coming week a breakout here, or else tomorrow or day after, it has to have a strong move like this. And probably from here, it has to break out like this, which may or may not happen, we don't know, or else it has to come through this way, and then from here it has to break out. Okay, so just keep an eye on the weekly chart and on the Ichimoku, especially the lagging span. I have not shown here Tijunsen or the baseline or the conversion line here. It's only the cloud as well as the lagging span. Okay, now quickly moving on to Sensex. The same story here as well in Sensex. Sensex monthly chart is having some issue. I'm not sure why. Anyway, so it's almost the same. Okay, this is the weekly chart of Sensex, but in Sensex, the main problem is the Sensex chart, the price is below the cloud in weekly. Okay, so that is why Nifty as such is not able to move up. Okay, we had a strong support from Nifty IT previously, and then it was slowly taken over by other sectors. We will have to wait and watch how the banks play out this week. Probably if it gets a breakout and then try to get inside the cloud coming week, it will be well and good for our markets, and we will be going up to the levels of 82,000 or 86,000 in the coming months in terms of Sensex. All right. I think this is primarily on a high level what has happened and what is that you have to expect in the coming week. Okay. Now switching over back to the presentation of mine. All right. Okay. So just for your reference, I have kept the chart so that whenever you are watching, you can note down the levels. Have an eye on the gap as well as the levels of this. 24,400 is the levels to watch on the Nifty. Probably tomorrow or day after during this week, we might see a breakout. Okay. And all these are weekly charts. So please mark it in your charts. And moving on to Bank Nifty, all the levels, all the major important levels are marked very clearly. So have an eye on these levels. Then just for your reference on the Sensex part as well, even though most of you don't trade or invest based on the Sensex, but I'm just giving an overview of the three major indices that we depend upon, the Sensex, Nifty and the Bank Nifty. Now keep an eye on FinNifty and the Midcap Select Index as well, people who are trading in the indices. Okay, those two indices have become very much tradable these days, and it is giving a lot of trades which the option members have capitalized in the last couple of months. Okay, so I don't want to make this video too long. So some dates to watch out for in the month of August. Especially August 6, we have an influence on the Venus. 9, we have influence on Moon. August 11, we have influence of Mars. I'm not going and saying what is the influence, and because that is a separate discussion altogether. On August 12, we have the solar eclipse. As if I am not sure whether I have mentioned in other videos, the eclipses also have an impact on our markets. Okay. On August 13, you have again the Moon influence. August 23rd, you have Sun impact. August 25th, again, Moon is in place. Having some kind of a movement will impact the market. On 27th, you have a major conjunction between the Sun and the Moon. And on August 28th, lunar eclipse comes. And August 31st, the major or the bigger planet, Jupiter and Saturn, is having some impact on our markets. Now, whenever the outer planets like Jupiter, the bigger planets like Jupiter, Saturn, and all have some movement, the movement on our markets will be long lasting. So they will establish a trade which will extend, or the trend which is established during that time continues for a couple of months until the next major astro event happens. So basically what you need to watch out for this week is for Nifty, mark these two levels, 23,800 and 24,000 levels are the major support levels. If in case Nifty comes down to these levels, you need to absolutely take positions based on this, and look for your specific stocks, do an analysis on your own or with the help of somebody. What is the level of the stock and what is the price pattern, support, resistance, or whatever technical or fundamental analysis that you follow. Please do rely on that as well. Just don't go blindly buy all the stocks based on the levels of Nifty and Bank Nifty as shown. Okay. Now my question is, will we see 25,200 in Nifty, 59,200 in Bank Nifty, and 80,700 in Sensex in the month of August? Probably we will review this during the next week or after 2 weeks once this level gets stabilized, or what is the performance of all these three indices, maybe in the next video when we come out with that. All right. So nothing much more on the indices, and watch out the YouTube channel. I'll be posting some 1 or 2 videos of a couple of stocks which are looking very good with their support and resistance level. If I club that also along with this video, this will be too long. So this is a crisp video on only the indices. Okay. I hope that's clear. So thanks for watching, and like and subscribe with your friends and family members, and ask them to have a look at the YouTube channel as well. Thank you and bye-bye.